What's up guys, Kalina here, welcome to today's video. In today's video we're going to be doing my everyday soft glam go-to makeup look, which is what I'm wearing right now. I also used all the products that I've been loving lately, so it's kind of my everyday go-to makeup look. So if you want to see how I got all this, then just keep watching. Alright, so first things first is primer. I went ahead and pulled my hair out of my face. But I use a combination of two different primers. The first one is from First Aid Beauty, and this is their Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. And oh man, I have oily skin, especially now because it's summer. But this really just makes my face matte. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I will apply this just all over my face, and it helps my oils throughout the day. I don't feel like I need to blot down my face at all. But the second one I go in with is this one from Tarte. It's their Timeless Smoothing Primer, and it's basically just a pore filling primer, but I do find this one helps mattify my skin as well. So I will just take a little bit at a time, and I will just press this into my pores. So really on my nose, right here on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, on my chin. Take a little bit at a time, and I press this into my skin, because I find that when you're rubbing it on your skin, it doesn't really do anything. But if you're pressing it in, it really gets into your pores. So it gives you a nice smooth base. Okay, so now that my primer is all set in place, I can go into foundation. The one I've been loving recently is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This one I find lasts all day. And it also has sunscreen in it, so that's good. I'm in the shade 485. What's it called? Golden Sun. So I'm just gonna take it on the back of my hand, just a couple pumps, and I like to apply it with a sponge. I use this one from Real Techniques. This is their jumbo face and body sponge. I just really like it because I find that because it's so big, it just blends out everything so quickly. I like using a sponge as well just because it soaks up a little of the product, but I feel like I'm pressing it into my skin rather than brushing it over. If I was using a brush, I have used this foundation with a brush in the past, and I don't like it as much, so I'm just going to continue blending that all over my face. Another reason I like this foundation is because it is a medium coverage that you can build up to a full coverage. It's not just bang coverage right in your face on the first go. You can definitely build it up. Alright, so next I go in with concealer to cover my dark circles under my eyes and then highlight my face as well. So I use a mix of the Too Faced Born This Way, and I use the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer as well. This one I'm using the shade Nude Beige. Catrice concealer to go over exactly where my darkness is, just because this one's a little bit lighter than my Too Faced one, and I like to really just let this sit a minute and dry down to get a little bit more coverage where my darkness is. And then I'll go in with my Too Faced one right over top of that. Oh, for powder, I don't think I told you what I'm using. I've been using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I forgot I had this, honestly. But when I use it, it just really gives your face such a nice airbrushed finish after you set all your liquids down. So I just use same sponge, and I go all over my face with it. I like to use my sponge for powder just because I feel really pressing the product into your skin is better than brushing over it, just because my skin is more oily now, so I like to ensure that it's just gonna stay in place all day. Okay, and then once I have that all down, I'll go straight in with a setting spray to melt the powder into my skin more. The one I always use is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. It's the best mist and setting spray that I found. So I just do a mist all over my face and then let that dry down a little bit, and then I go in with my sponge again and press it in. Once that's all set down, I like to jump into bronzer next. So I've been using the Butter Bronzer from I've been really loving the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, and I use the shade Bronzer. I think it's the original one. I think they have more shades now, but I've only ever used bronzer. But I load up a brush. This one's just like a little bit tapered brush. I like this one because it really just hugs my cheekbones. So that's basically all I do with bronzer. But after that I jump into my eyes. So I'm gonna zoom you in. So for eyes, I've been loving this palette from Dose of Colors. I got this back in March on spring break. This is what it looks like on the inside. And it's basically the only thing I use when we were in New York. So this is also what I've been using every day recently. So let's just jump right into it. I use a nice fluffy brush. This one's from Morphe. You can use whatever fluffy brush you like. But I go in with this color first, this light neutral shade called Necessary. And I will just run that straight through my crease on both eyes. The shade's also really nice at building up the color rather than just like jumping straight into it, which I really like. But the Dose of Colors shadows are fantastic. So once it's all blended out, I like to go in and deepen my crease up a little bit. So I've been going in with this shade right here called Churro, I think. The back of this palette, I don't know if it's like, it's how you look at it or if it's the actual where it is. I don't know. I think it's called Churro. It's this a medium warm brown shade right here on the bottom row, and I use a smaller fluffy brush. This one's from Morphe again. It's small enough that you can get it right in your crease and you can get perfectly detailed coloring, but it's still fluffy, so it's not like too crazy. So I go right in my crease with this shade, and I go all the way from the inner and outer corner in Winter Wear Promotions again. So once that's blended out, I have a halo-y kind of look going on. I like to go in with a little bit of shimmer, just because I like shimmer and not so much matte. So I go in with this shade right here, called Just a Kiss, I think. It's this like nude sparkly color. It's absolutely beautiful. But I just take that on my finger, just like that, and I just tap it over my lid. This shade is so gorgeous. There's the puppy. I just tap that all over my lid from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner. It doesn't have to be like too precise. Just want a little bit of shimmer all over the lid. So then once that's on, the same brush I used for the darker color, Churro, on the bottom, I'll dip into this deeper brown on top. But I'll take that and I'll deepen up the outer corner now. And for the lower lash line, I basically do the same things, just a little, almost backwards. So I mix these two darker brown shades first, and then I go on with this one to blend out the line. But I run that all the way from my inner corner to outer corner on the lower lash line. I go on with some eyeliner, two different ones. So I do one in my waterline on the bottom and one in my tightline on top. And they're both from Morphe. These are their pencil eyeliners. But on my tightline on top, I'll use the shade Dark Room, which is just like a matte black. And then on my waterline, I'll use the shade Bar, which is like a warm brown shade. Okay, and then the reason I do brown on the bottom and black on top is because the brown on the bottom, it just blends in with my eyeshadow really easy, so it's still smoked out, but it's not black, so it's not intense. But the reason I use black on top is because once I curl my eyelashes and put mascara on, you don't see like that white line, so it really just blends it all seamlessly. My battery's about to die. Let me change that and I'll be right back. So next I'll go in with some mascara. I've been using a concoction of two different ones. This is the Falsies Push-Up Drama from Maybelline. This one really makes your lashes really long, but not so much voluminous. So I go in with the Lancome Monsieur Big, just to help out with the volume and so the length as well. So I will curl my lashes and I'll apply those. So that's it for the eyes. Next up I go in with blush. I've been loving this Alamar Cosmetics blush trio. We got it in Boxy Charm last month and I've just been using it non-stop. It's the only blush I use. There's 3 different shades in here. I like to mix all of them together to just get, you know, all the colors together. So I just kind of swirl through all 3, tap it off, and then stipple that onto my cheekbones, and I go all the way up to my hairline. And I just really love these shades. There's a little bit of shimmer in them, so you do get a little bit of glow as well, but I like putting my highlight over top of that just so it blends really nicely together. So I'll just bring that all the way up and back, and it just gives you this nice flush of color to your face. I love blush. I feel like it just brings life back to you, especially because I do such a neutral eye. It just really brings some color to your face and it looks really nice, and you get a little bit of glow right on the cheek. So I've been really loving this product. Blush like also does not fade through the day. Usually I apply just so much blush to my face and it fades within like an hour of me like leaving the house, but this blush lasts all day and I absolutely love that. So I don't have to like reapply or worry about it fading. I can just go about my day and still know that I have blush on my cheeks. So been loving that. Next is highlighter. So I have still been loving Morphe's Spark. This is just like the perfect shade for me. I use it to highlight my eyes as well, so I'm just gonna go in with like a little pencil brush, highlight my brow bone. Are my brows. I don't do much to them, but I use like tinted brow gels, so if I do powders after that, they just kind of stick, and I don't like that. So that's one of the last things I do. I use 3 different products. First thing I go with is the Busy Gal Brow from Tarte. It's just a brown tinted gel, so I just like to go over this so it fills in like this more sparse spots. So I fill in the front a little bit if I have any empty spaces throughout my brow, and it just helps to put my hairs in place. So I'd go in with this first. And the next thing I go in with is the Boss Brow Gel from ColourPop. But this is not a gel. This is like a wax, and this is in the shade Clear, but it's white. It's not clear. And when I first started using this, I would get clumps of white through my eyebrows, and I absolutely hated it. But I love the effect that it does to my eyebrows. It just makes them nice and fluffy. It's like when guys put like wax in their hair instead of gel, and it gives them like that body, but it's like for your brows. So I just run this all the way through very carefully so I don't get like white clumps through my brows. But I do go through with one product after this, but I love the effect that it gives my brows. It's just nice and fluffy. But then the last thing I go over that with is the translucent eyebrow gel from Morphe. This is like eyebrow glue cement. This will keep your eyebrows locked in all day and all night. And I love this product, so I go in with it last. The brush on here is like a little hair comb as well, so you can really just get the product on there and then brush it out and leave it perfectly clean. So I really like this product as well. Okay, and then after brows I do lips. Super simple. I just go in with this lip pencil from Buxom. I don't even know what shade this is because it's so old. Oh, this is the Plump Line lip pencil, lip liner, I think. But I don't know what shade it's in because it's literally not there. I just line my lips with this and that's about all. And then last but not least, I do go in with setting spray again. So first I go back in with my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, and then I'll go in with the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Long Lasting Setting Spray and the matte finish, not the dewy finish. They do have a dewy finish if you don't have oily skin like I do, but the combination of these two is perfect for me. It makes my face just set perfect for all day. And this also has an amazing mist on it. So I'm gonna go in with both of those. It feels like nothing, but then when I open my eyes, my face is like soaking wet. Alright, so that completes this look. What did you think? This is basically my everyday go-to like soft glam look. I don't wear makeup every day, but if I do, this is what I go for with all the products I love. So if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to join the fam, and if you liked this video, you'll probably like my other ones, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But that's all for today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!